Bruce, how do you assess the road trip to this point?
I think it's been pretty good. I mean, I liked 2 periods in Toronto, didn't like our third, and we paid the price for it. Came out on the wrong side of that game. Ottawa, we did some good things. Montreal, our start was great. Even though we didn't score in the first period, I liked our first period a lot. Second period is probably one of our better periods of the year in terms of execution offensively. So, yeah, we've got 4 out of 6 points. Listen, we're trying to get 6 out of 6 and 10 out of 10 on this trip. That's not going to happen, but keep trending well, keep getting closer to a 60-minute game.
NHL game number 700 for Noah Hanifin tonight. In what ways does he play like somebody who has 700 games of NHL experience?
Yeah, he's calm out there. He's got good composure. Doesn't get rattled. Plays a lot of minutes for us. Plays in all situations. So I think he knows what he is. He's a guy that can really use his feet to help him in many areas of the game. Breakouts, puck retrievals, neutral zone counters, offensive blue line, getting up with the rush, defending with his gaps laterally. And he wants to initiate. I like that about Noah. He wants to, every play, he wants to be involved. He wants to make something happen. And you got to be careful with that when your feet are that good, that you don't chase the game. And I think he's done a good job of letting the game come to him most nights. And again, I think he's, start of the year, he didn't look as comfortable as he is now. So for whatever reason, that's a good thing. Maybe it's the newness of being here. I know he came late last year, probably didn't have time to think about it. Could be, but I know right now his game's trending in the right direction.
What's different about preparing for a team that plays with the identity that the Flyers do?
Well, they're a hard-working team, and I think they're a team that works hard to block shots. So I think the preparation today is a little bit, okay, you got to create your shooting lanes tonight and make sure that you hang around the front of the net. There's going to be opportunities. You're going to get frustrated because they do a good job. I know when we're doing that well, we're hard to play against. So I also believe they're young in certain areas of the game, so you got to stay patient and hope that you can find a way to crack that sort of layer of shot blocking. So I wouldn't say they're unique in terms of their style of play. They're a forechecking team that's going to get after you. 1-2-2 in the neutral zone, so you've got to fill lanes. But Torch's teams always play hard, and I've played against them enough to know that they're going to play through your hands. And again, they're going to work hard in the defensive zone to make sure they're doing whatever they can to clog the front of the net and keep the puck out of their net.
Third periods, you mentioned Toronto, even Ottawa, there's pockets, and then Montreal. It's been so good for you this year. I know sometimes human nature when you're up 5-0, but still, how do you kind of hammer home the details?
Well, I think you got to live it a little bit, and Montreal was a good example of that. I mean, they're getting booed off the ice at home. You know that there's going to be a response, and so you go into the intermission and try, listen, hey, expect this, but it's human nature. We took our foot off the gas, and I think what they did well is they pressed us all over the ice, knowing that, hey, we got nothing to lose, we got to get back in the game, and we weren't quite prepared for it. So eventually we got around to playing the right way, but I think that's going to happen. I'm more concerned about what happened in Toronto, the fact that we're in the game, we're playing well, and then it gets away from us. That one bothered me more. Montreal, as I said, I think it's going to happen, and it ended up being 2 goals, and we got the next one. It didn't become 5-3, 5-4. We were really sweating it, nor should it, but that's how I see it. I think things balance out. Eventually, we knew third periods that we were really finishing well, like we did in the second. So we hadn't been doing that in the second. So I don't know if that'll become a trend. Didn't like our starts. Then we get on the road here and we've started better. So that's a good thing. So listen, we're always working on something. As I said, I think for us it's always, we haven't got to a 60-minute game, but I could probably say that about 80% of the league, I bet. It's just this time of year where you keep working on that part.
Power play's been so good lately. Have you seen anything different lately?
I think they're taking away some of our looks, and I also think the chance Hurdle had the other night is what he's been scoring on, and it didn't go in. Goalie made the save, so that's going to happen. I don't think we're generating enough chances, power plays, so that's something we can certainly keep working on. But and our entries, I think our entries have become, we haven't executed as well, so we're not spending as much time in the zone and face-offs, right? So I think we had so much O-zone time at the start of the year. That's the biggest difference. We're not in their end as much. So then you don't make as many plays, obviously. I think that's what's happening. not one and done because we're working hard to get pucks back. Our puck recovery is good. It's just we're not starting with an ozone play much because it's getting dumped down, and then our entry isn't allowing us to get set up quick enough because we have to go through it a couple of times. I think that's what's changed in the power play.
Bruce, who sets the tone in terms of when people are missing, that it doesn't become woe is me or anything like that?
Well, I think that starts with us as a coaching staff. I'll certainly tell you, I'm not going in there saying, well, it's too bad this player's here and not that player. It's been addressed. We have lots of good players in the room, and it's opportunity for other guys. I looked at Theo's game the other night. He really stepped up, played more minutes, and him and Nabber knew that, hey, it falls upon us. So I think there's some internal pride in the room that they're going to do it. I don't have to mention it, but I'm not going to mention it. And I'm going to stop talking about it right now, to be honest with you.